today I want to talk about something we all struggle with but rarely admit: the constant distractions that steal our most valuable resource, time. In a world full of noise, opinions, and endless distractions, the most important thing you can do is focus on yourself. Because when you stop wasting time on things that don't serve your growth, your dreams, and your happiness, that's when real change begins. Your time is precious. Don't give it away to distractions, doubts, or negativity. Focus on yourself and watch how your life transforms. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere, from the constant buzz of notifications on our phones to the endless stream of information on social media. It's easier than ever to get pulled away from what truly matters: our personal growth. Prioritizing your growth over distractions is not just a nice idea, it's a crucial mindset that can shape your entire life trajectory. When you commit to putting your development first, everything changes. Your mindset, your habits, your productivity, and ultimately your results. Distractions come in many forms. Sometimes they are external, like the noise of other people's opinions, the lure of entertainment, or the demands of others that pull you away from your goals. Other times, distractions are internal: doubts, fears, procrastination, or negative self-talk that prevents you from moving forward. Both types can be destructive if you don't recognize them and learn to manage them effectively. The key is awareness. When you become aware of what pulls you away from your path, you gain the power to choose differently. Imagine your growth as a precious plant that needs constant nurturing. Every moment you spend distracted is like a day without sunlight or water for that plant. It might survive, but it won't thrive. To prioritize your growth means to intentionally create an environment, both external and internal, that supports your development. It means setting boundaries around what you allow into your life and being selective about where you direct your attention. This process starts with clarity. You need to know what growth means to you personally. Growth can mean learning new skills, improving your mindset, building better habits, or strengthening your emotional intelligence. It can be spiritual, mental, physical, or professional. Whatever form it takes, clarity about your goals and values is essential because it gives you a clear destination to aim for. Without a destination, it's easy to get lost in the noise of everyday distractions. Once you have clarity, the next step is discipline, the ability to say no to things that don't serve your growth. This is often the hardest part. Saying no means turning down invitations that don't align with your goals, resisting the temptation to scroll endlessly on social media, and avoiding negative influences that drain your energy. Discipline requires sacrifice, but it's an investment in yourself. Every time you choose growth over distraction, you build strength in your character and resilience in your habits. An important part of prioritizing growth is learning to manage your time effectively. Time is the one resource you can never get back once it's spent, and distractions are the biggest time thieves. To protect your time, it helps to create routines and rituals that support your goals. This might include dedicating specific hours each day to focused work or learning, creating a distraction-free workspace, or practicing mindfulness to improve your concentration. When you build routines that prioritize growth, you automate your success and reduce the chance that distractions will derail your progress. Another critical aspect is understanding the psychology behind distractions. Many distractions are actually attempts to avoid discomfort. Growth often requires stepping out of your comfort zone, facing challenges, and sometimes confronting failure. This can feel uncomfortable or even painful. The urge to distract yourself with entertainment, social media, or busy work can be a way to escape that discomfort. Recognizing this pattern helps you to reframe discomfort as a sign of progress, not a signal to run away. Embracing discomfort as a necessary part of growth empowers you to stay focused when distractions try to lure you off course. Prioritizing growth also means surrounding yourself with the right environment and people. Your social circle and environment play a huge role in either supporting or sabotaging your focus. When you surround yourself with people who value growth, who challenge you to be better, and who respect your goals, you create a positive feedback loop that makes it easier to stay focused. Conversely, toxic relationships or negative environments can be major distractions, pulling you back into old habits or draining your motivation. Being intentional about who and what you allow into your life is a powerful way to prioritize your growth. Technology, while a major source of distractions, can also be harnessed as a tool for growth if used wisely. Instead of letting social media or endless notifications consume your attention, you can use technology to learn new skills, access motivational content, or connect with mentors and communities that inspire you. The difference lies in conscious use versus passive consumption. When you take control of how you engage with technology, it becomes an asset rather than a distraction. Another dimension of prioritizing growth is cultivating self-awareness. Growth requires honesty, an honest assessment of where you are now, what habits or patterns are holding you back, and what changes you need to make. This self-awareness acts as a compass, guiding your choices and helping you identify when you are slipping into distraction. Journaling, meditation, or regular reflection are powerful practices that enhance self-awareness and keep you aligned with your growth objectives. It's important to remember that growth is a journey, not a destination. Prioritizing your growth doesn't mean you will never face distractions or setbacks, but it means you commit to getting back on track whenever you stray. It means developing patience and persistence, understanding that meaningful growth takes time and consistent effort. Distractions will always be there, but your ability to prioritize your growth over them will define your progress. When you focus on growth, you also shift your mindset from a fixed perspective to a growth mindset. A growth mindset, as described by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. This mindset fuels motivation and resilience because you see challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn rather than as failures. Distractions lose their power when you have a growth mindset because your focus is on the long-term process rather than immediate gratification. Another practical strategy to prioritize your growth is to break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming and make it easier to give into distractions, but when you break growth down into daily habits or small milestones, progress feels achievable and motivating. Each small step taken consistently compounds into significant growth over time. This approach also helps you measure your progress, celebrate small wins, and stay motivated. Accountability is another powerful tool in prioritizing growth. Sharing your goals with trusted friends, mentors, or coaches creates a support system that encourages you to stay focused. Knowing that someone else is aware of your commitments can motivate you to resist distractions and stay disciplined. Accountability partners can provide feedback, encouragement, and reminders that keep you aligned with your growth priorities. It's also crucial to be kind to yourself throughout this process. Prioritizing your growth over distractions does not mean being harsh or rigid. Growth requires self-compassion because setbacks and mistakes are part of the journey. When you slip into distractions or lose focus, treat yourself with kindness, learn from the experience, and recommit to your path. Self-compassion reduces the negative self-talk that can itself become a distraction and helps maintain your motivation. And in the face of distractions, clarity of purpose acts like a beacon. When your why, your reason for growth, is clear and deeply personal, it becomes easier to resist temptations that pull you away. This why might be a dream you want to achieve, a person you want to become, or a legacy you want to leave. Reconnecting regularly with your why renews your commitment and sharpens your focus. In sum, prioritizing your growth over distractions is a multifaceted practice that involves awareness, discipline, time management, mindset shifts, environment management, and self-compassion. It requires intentional choices every day to protect your focus and invest your energy in what truly matters. The rewards of prioritizing growth are profound. A life of purpose, achievement, and fulfillment that can't be attained by succumbing to distractions. Growth transforms not just what you do, but who you become. Time is the one resource we all share equally, yet it is also the one resource we often squander without realizing its true value. Unlike money or material possessions, time cannot be earned back or replenished once it is lost. This makes it the most precious asset anyone can possess. To truly succeed, grow, and live a fulfilling life, you must protect your time as if it were the rarest treasure you own. Understanding this principle and living by it can dramatically change your life. The first step in protecting your time is recognizing its true worth. Many people treat time casually, as if there will always be more tomorrow, but the reality is time is limited, and how you spend each minute shapes your entire life. When you think of time as a finite and valuable asset, it shifts your perspective on how you prioritize activities, relationships, and commitments. Suddenly, every moment becomes important and worthy of careful consideration. One common reason people fail to protect their time is because they do not have clear priorities. Without a well-defined sense of what matters most, it's easy to get pulled in countless directions by obligations, distractions, and the expectations of others. This lack of focus leads to wasted time on things that don't contribute to your goals or happiness. To guard your time effectively, you must first decide what your priorities are, your goals, values, and non-negotiables, and then align your schedule and choices around them. Protecting your time also requires learning to say no. Saying no is one of the most powerful yet underutilized tools for time management. People often say yes out of obligation, guilt, or a desire to please others. But each yes to something unimportant is a no to something more meaningful. When you treat your time as valuable, you understand that every commitment is an investment. Saying no to distractions, unnecessary meetings, or requests that do not serve your purpose is essential for safeguarding your time and energy. Another important aspect of protecting your time is setting boundaries. Boundaries create clear limits around how much time you spend on certain activities or with certain people. They help you maintain control over your schedule and reduce the risk of burnout. Boundaries might mean turning off notifications during focused work, limiting social media use, or communicating your availability clearly to colleagues, friends, and family. When you establish strong boundaries, you signal to yourself and others that your time deserves respect. A significant challenge to protecting your time is the culture of busyness that many societies celebrate. Being busy is often mistaken for being productive or successful, but busyness can be a form of distraction itself. It keeps you occupied but not necessarily moving toward your goals. To truly protect your time, you must distinguish between being busy and being productive. This requires reflection on what activities generate meaningful progress and what are merely fillers or distractions. Focusing on high-impact tasks rather than trying to do everything ensures that your time yields the greatest return. Time blocking is a practical technique to protect your time effectively. By scheduling dedicated blocks of time for specific activities, you create a structured day that minimizes interruptions and multitasking. Time blocking encourages deep focus and helps prevent time from slipping away unnoticed. For example, you might set aside the first hour of your day for personal development, the next few hours for focused work, and another block for exercise or rest. When your day is planned intentional, you protect your time from being consumed by random. Technology, while incredibly useful, can be a double-edged sword when it comes to protecting your time. Smartphones, emails, and social media apps are designed to capture your attention and keep you engaged for as long as possible. If you are not intentional, these tools can become time thieves that drain hours from your day. Protecting your time means being mindful of how you use technology, turning off non-essential notifications, using apps that limit screen time, and designating tech-free periods. When you control technology instead of being controlled by it, you reclaim a large portion of your time. Protecting your time also means taking care of your health and energy levels. Fatigue, poor nutrition, and lack of rest can reduce your ability to focus and make the most of your time. When your energy is low, distractions become more tempting and productivity declines. Prioritizing sleep, exercise, and healthy eating is a way of protecting your time because it ensures you have the physical and mental capacity to perform at your best. Investing in your health is investing in your time. One of the most overlooked ways to protect your time is through delegation. Many people try to do everything themselves, believing that taking on all tasks guarantees quality or control. However, this approach often leads to overwhelm and wasted time on tasks that others could handle more efficiently. Delegation is a strategic way to free up your time for higher value activities that require your unique skills or creativity. Learning to trust others and communicate clearly when delegating protects your time and expands your capacity. Protecting your time also involves managing your mental and emotional energy. Stress, anxiety, and negative thinking consume mental space and reduce your focus. When your mind is cluttered, time feels fragmented and less productive. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and journaling help clear mental clutter and restore calm. By taking care of your inner world, you protect your time from being wasted on mental distractions that offer no benefit. The concept of opportunity cost is fundamental to protecting your time. Every choice you make about how to spend your time comes with an opportunity cost, the value of the next best alternative you give up. When you spend time on low value activities, you lose the chance to invest that time in something more meaningful or productive. Being aware of opportunity costs encourages intentional decision making and helps you prioritize tasks that align with your long-term goals. An effective way to protect your time is to conduct regular reviews of how you spend it. Weekly or daily reflections allow you to identify patterns, recognize time wasters, and make adjustments. This habit creates accountability and keeps your priorities front and center. Without regular reflection, it's easy to fall back into old habits or lose sight of what truly matters. Time reviews are like financial audits, but for your schedule, ensuring your time investments are aligned with your values. Sometimes protecting your time means simplifying your life. Complexity breeds distractions. The more commitments, possessions, or obligations you accumulate, the harder it is to focus on what matters. Simplifying can mean decluttering your physical space, minimizing commitments, or streamlining your goals. When life is simpler, your time becomes easier to manage and protect. Simplicity is not about doing less for its own sake, but about creating space for what truly enriches your life. It's important to recognize that protecting your time is not just about efficiency, but about respect for yourself and your dreams. When you guard your time, you communicate that your goals and well-being are worth protecting. This respect builds confidence and self-worth, reinforcing positive habits and resilience against distraction. Treating your time as valuable also influences how others treat it. People tend to respect the boundaries and priorities of those who clearly value their own time. Another critical dimension is learning to handle interruptions gracefully. No matter how well you plan, unexpected interruptions will occur. Phone calls, emergencies, or sudden requests. Protecting your time doesn't mean being rigid, but being intentional in how you respond. Developing strategies like politely deferring interruptions, setting specific times to check messages, or creating buffer zones in your schedule can help you manage these moments without losing control of your day. Protecting your time is also about nurturing moments of rest and renewal. Many people believe being productive means filling every minute with activity, but rest is a vital part of long-term effectiveness. Scheduling breaks, downtime, and leisure activities replenishes your energy and creativity. When you protect your time for rest, you avoid burnout and maintain sustained focus over time. Rest is not wasted time. It's an essential investment in your ability to perform. Financial wealth and success often come down to how well you manage your time. The most successful people understand that time is the currency that buys opportunities, experiences, and freedom. Protecting your time allows you to seize opportunities, build skills, and create value. In contrast, wasting time on distractions or unimportant tasks limits your potential and keeps you stuck in cycles of frustration and stress. To protect your time effectively, you also need to develop a proactive mindset rather than a reactive one. Reacting to every demand or distraction pulls you away from your plans and drains your energy. Being proactive means planning ahead, anticipating challenges, and taking control of your schedule. When you lead your day instead of being led by it, you protect your time and ensure it's spent on what truly matters. Finally, protecting your time is a lifelong practice that evolves as your life changes. Your priorities, responsibilities, and goals will shift over time, requiring continuous adjustments to how you manage your time. Staying flexible and open to change, while holding firm to your core values, enables you to protect your time effectively in every season of life.